The greatest podcast on turf. What's up? We're back. AFC South Off-Season breakdown today.
Second worst division in football breakdown today.
Yeah. We talked about UFC for YouTube that's going up later in the week. Be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to cop your merch. The greatest merch on turf. It's cheap, it's affordable, it's great quality, it looks amazing, and you're supporting the number one podcast in the world. So, the Eagles made a big trade earlier.
The Eagles did. They traded 2 first-round picks this year for a first-round pick this year and a first-round pick next year.
Here's the whole
second round. The second round's later, ain't it? Or is it? No, I think it's like a 2024 second. Something like that.
The Eagles received the number 18 pick, a third-round pick, and a seventh-round pick this year.
Yeah.
Then a first-round pick next year and a second-round pick in 2 years. And the Saints received the 16th and 19th pick and a sixth-round pick. I think it's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. The Saints see somebody that they probably like this year. And in the Eagles' perspective, it's, you don't want to probably take 3 guys in the first round, picks 10 to 20, right?
Yeah,
they have
16. They had 16, 17, and 19.
You don't want to do that because there's most likely not 3 guys that you love in that range.
And that is going to be really expensive in about 4 years.
And that also. So, you trade back or you trade, get something, next year, and there might be somebody that you like more. And it's like I said, you don't have to draft 3 guys in the span of 5 picks because most likely you're not going to love all 3 of those guys.
Yeah, it almost kind of feels forced at that point if you take them all.
You're just So good for both teams. I'm cool with it. I have no problems. And the AFC South. Start out with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Can I get my thoughts on the trade?
You already did.
Not really.
You literally said it was fair, and then that's all you said.
I guess, yeah.
But give me your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We'll go to the AFC South.
All right, whatever.
It's like the Eagles did get their insurance policy, though, for when Jalen Hurts sucks again this year. They're going to be able to – they have that extra first-round pick to be able to trade up for a Bryce Young, a Sam Hartman, or C.J. Stroud, whoever's their QB1 next year. Because if Jalen Hurts is bad this year, they're going to need a quarterback next year. And they also have that second-round pick the year after that they'll be able to throw, and that'll have some more value than it does right now. I do think a lot of people thought the Saints got fleeced. I don't think so. The Saints are still kind of in a weird spot, like where they're going to try and win sooner than later. So they go ahead and get 2 first-round picks, guys who they can take that they'll probably bring in to immediately try and help the team. But the Saints are notorious for reaching on guys and drafting bad. But so are the Eagles. So this trade could blow up in both teams' faces and end up being like really bad, like in the long run. But AFC South.
Starting off with the worst team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yes, that is right. The Texans are not the worst team.
That's why I have the Trevor Lawrence jersey on because we're talking about
the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have already screwed up free agency.
Yeah, they did.
Paid Christian Kirk 4 years, $72 million.
For some reason.
They paid Brandon Sheriff 3 years for $50 million.
That wasn't bad. I like Brandon
Sheriff. They paid Alua Kam 3 years for $45 million.
That was tough.
They paid Darius Williams 3 years, $30 million.
Another random corner.
They paid Foley Fatuoski.
Who?
3 years, $30 million.
Who?
Foley Fatuoski.
What position? He sounds like a D tackle.
He is definitely a D tackle.
I was going to say he sounds like a D tackle.
They paid Zay Jones 3 years, $24 million.
For some reason.
They let Miles Jack walk for $8 million a piece, or $8 million a year. They let DJ Chark walk.
They're so bad. They have a bunch of receivers that
suck.
Can't catch and can't get open.
In terms of draft capital, they got pick 1. Yeah, no wonder.
After doing that in free agency.
And they have a shit ton of draft picks. Round 2, pick 33, 2 thirds, a 4th, a 5th, 4 6, 2 7ths.
Damn.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, what is their plan to success? Starting over.
No, they got their franchise quarterback. They helped bring back the offensive line. They have the number 1 pick, so they're getting a guy that's going to come in right away and be a difference maker for the team, whether it's Ike Mekwonu, whether it is Aiden Hutchinson, whether it's Trayvon Walker, as reports are showing. The Jags, the way they went out and spent in free agency, I don't like it at all. They did it last year with Urban Meyer. They bought in Shaquille Griffin, Marvin Jones. We showed how that worked out. The offensive line blew, and they had a bunch of receivers that could not get open or couldn't catch.
Yep.
And when you have wide receivers that can't get open or catch when that's literally their job,
and the answer is bring in Zay Jones
and Christian Kirk, who are probably the same guys as Marvin Jones and Laviska Shenault and DJ Chark, who is a Lion now.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the Lions. The Jags, they haven't had a good free agency. I don't remember what I gave their free agency, but I'd probably give it like a D. Actually, I think I gave them like a C- just because I love Brandon Sheriff. I think he's a stud. But I think they should draft Ike Mekwonu first. They have Josh Allen already rushing off the edge. And their defensive line really wasn't all that horrible last year. But the offensive line's bad. You have Cam Robinson playing under the franchise tag for the second year in a row. You do have Brandon Linder playing center, I believe. And they did bring in, Brandon Sheriff to play guard. But you still have two other big holes. I mean, I don't know who are their other two starting linemen. Do we know? I mean, I couldn't tell you off the top. I know they lost Andrew Norwell, but they replaced him with Brandon Sheriff, which is a significant upgrade.
I'm pretty sure I saw Norwell on that thing. I could be wrong. I thought he was. No, he's not on there.
Jawan Taylor and
Ben Barch.
Ben Barch. Okay, so you need Ike Mekwonu because Ike Mekwonu could come in and play left guard, which people think that he's most suited for, and replace Ben Barch, or he could play right tackle and replace Jawan James, or even left tackle.
Jawan Taylor. And he could play left tackle to potentially replace Cam Robinson so they can stop franchise tagging him to be an average offensive lineman. That's the good thing about drafting versatile offensive linemen. I don't think the Jags have any shot to make the playoffs this year. I think they're still, I know it's not saying much, but I think they're still at least another offseason and another year away. They need a true wide receiver one. Because the Laviska Shenault experiment hasn't looked good. And they just have a bunch of average, below average receiver 2s and 3s. And they just need to beef up the O-line because the defense will come. I think Doug Peterson being hired was a big win for them. That was a great hire for Trevor. I think that's going to be real good for them. But yeah, I think the Jags, they're not completely there yet. I think the Jags sucked and they got worse.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, I've said it for years. If you're going to spend a whole bunch of money in free agency, you better be ready to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are not ready to win a Super Bowl in the next any amount of years. Christian Kirk, they're paying him wide receiver 1 money. That's stupid.
And he's like
Louis Khan, really? You're paying him $15 million? Yeah, I don't think so. Zay Jones, $8 million? Yeah, you're turning into the Patriots now.
Easy.
You let go Miles Jack. Your literally best player, Miles Jack. You just let him walk.
That's fair.
Your best player, you just let him walk.
Yeah, I didn't like
for $8 million a year.
Where did he go? Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did go to
And
Pittsburgh.
instead you pay Zay Jones $8 million a year.
And you pay for your side of Lil Khan $10 million a year.
$15 million a year.
Not good. Not a good looking free agency for the Jags the past 2 years because none of them really worked out.
The Jacksonville Jaguars will be the Jacksonville Jaguars for a very long time.
Jags gonna Jags. Doug Peterson, it could be a bright spot, though. You never know, but I guess we'll see this year.
I mean, that was a decent hire. If you could win a Super Bowl in Philly, you could probably win a Super Bowl anywhere.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is a pretty good
task. If you could take Nick Foles to the Super Bowl and win, you get props there. In
terms of what I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking at this year, probably another number 1 pick.
Really?
What is going for this team?
They got Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you love Trevor Lawrence way more than I do.
I agree. I was our first.
He might be good, but he's not a miracle worker.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's fair. No,
I think Malik Willis in Detroit will have a better year than Trevor Lawrence and Jaguars.
In terms of what?
In terms of just probably wins. That's
if Malik Willis goes to Detroit, talk to me.
And you'll probably have more wins than Trevor.
I would disagree, and I'll bet any amount of money you want. That if Malik Willis goes to the Lions, I'll give you any amount of money that the Jags do better than the Lions.
They probably
in terms of wins and in terms of however good they do as a quarterback.
He would definitely do better in fantasy, and that's without a doubt.
Well, yeah. Well, in fantasy, yes, I wouldn't take that bet. That's a dumbass bet.
And there is a very decent chance that he has more wins because the Lions are a much better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I would say they're in a better situation than the Jags, but I don't know if they're better.
They're much better. The Jaguars suck. They literally have nobody.
Okay.
Who do they have that's decent?
Who do the Lions have?
a top 10 O-line.
That's true.
They've gotten better. They have Hawk, Dre Swift, DJ Chark. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Jack's got Evan Ingram.
Yeah, and Christian Kirk. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, they do have Amon-Ra, who's really fucking...
The Jaguars suck really bad. Next team, the Houston Texans. This team is also going to be better than the Jaguars because the Jaguars blow.
That's fair.
The Houston Texans so far, what they have done is they have lost Deshaun Watson. Granted, they didn't really have a choice, and granted, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
They lost Justin Reed. They lost Jake Martin. They lost Tyrod Taylor. Big loss there.
Yeah.
That's about all they've done. They brought in Marlon Mack to a pretty cheap deal, I believe.
They did.
So, that's pretty good because Marlon Mack's decent.
Yeah, Marlon Mack will be a solid running back once you get an offensive line. It's besides Laramie Tunsil.
And you're not investing big on a running back, so exactly. We all know I love that. They still have Rex Burkhead on the roster, so they're in great shape. In terms of draft capital, holy shit.
They have a lot of picks.
2 firsts, a second, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, 2 4, 3 6. I said a lot of numbers there. 3 6 and a 7th. They have 1, 2, 3, 5 picks inside the top 100. 3 picks inside the top 40.
So the Texans are in a real good situation. They have another new head coach. And I
don't know if that was sarcasm or that was good.
I said it. I don't know how I meant it, but they have a new coach.
They brought in Ogbo Okoronkwo, Sooner legend.
Oklahoma Sooner. Who else did they bring in? Didn't they bring in a decent offensive lineman?
Probably not.
Or not? They brought in an offensive lineman. AJ Can from the Jags.
So he sucks.
Okay, so he ain't terrible.
No, so he's god awful. They brought in Scott Queensberry.
Okay.
Questenberry.
Royce Freeman, or did they lose him?
Rolls Royce. They brought him. They got him back. Re-signed him. Kyle Allen.
They ain't in a bad spot. I mean, it sounds like, and what they're probably going to do is give Davis Longneck a shot at running the team again. He really wasn't bad last year. Despite what he had around him, you could make an argument that he was the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks last year.
Sorry to interrupt. Brandon Cooks is also possibly getting traded.
Yes, I did see that. Teams were calling about Brandon Cooks. I saw Cleveland was one of them.
Yes.
Brandon Cooks could get traded. I mean, I think that's kind of a smart move, though.
Give her to all the people above 30.
Yeah, I mean, because if Davis Longneck is the real deal, you got your potential long-term quarterback in, the 3rd round of the draft last year?
Yeah, and you have a shit ton of draft capital, and you're not spending any money anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, despite how bad Houston was, Davis Mills really wasn't awful.
Didn't they beat the Jaguars?
I think they blew him out week 1. I think that was Tyrod, yeah.
Yeah.
They may have beat him twice, or I don't really remember, but the Jags weren't very good last year, hence the number 1 pick.
I think the Texans might win more games than the Jaguars.
Listen, I don't know if I would argue that, because they probably did last year, and they probably have for the past few years now. So the track record there ain't very good.
That's fair.
But yeah, in terms of the Texans off-season, it's been good.
Yeah, they beat them both times.
They bought in some, I guess, a few veteran pieces to fill some holes maybe, but they didn't overspend like we've seen some other teams do.
No, they didn't spend any money.
They got rid of Watson, who they held him all last year, and they waited and still kind of got what they wanted for him.
Yeah.
Couple first-round picks. They got a lot. So that was good for them, and I mean they've kind of done exactly what we've been saying they should have done.
Yeah.
Just get rid of Watson. I mean they're in a really good spot for a rebuild. How many top 100 picks they have? 4? 3?
Yeah.
They have 4 top 100 picks this year. Now to be fair, this draft class isn't very
5.
Isn't very deep to be able like last year, the year before, it's like you have 5 top 100 picks. It's like damn, you're getting 5 studs. Yeah. This year may be different, but you could always move the picks. They do have 2 good first-round picks to where they're going to be able to get guys to come in right away and help them out. They have the 3rd overall pick. I think 3 and 11 they pick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pick 3 and 11. So there
3 and 13.
You're 3 and 13. You're getting a top 3 play. You're getting 2 top 15 players in the draft. In a very, very defensively, offensive, weaponly talented receiver class. I mean, player class.
I have no idea what you just said, but we'll rock with it.
They have a lot. There's a lot of good pieces to fill holes that they need.
There you go.
There we go. But yeah, the Texans are in a good spot. I mean, I usually would hate on the Texans, but they're really not in all that bad of a spot, especially if Davis Mills pans out to even be okay.
Yeah, and I mean,
like if Davis Mills can come in and be Kirk Cousins, Phillip Rivers, Tony Romo, I think that they may be in a good spot. If he can just be average.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. They're not spending money. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You have a shit ton of draft picks. That's great. You brought in decent guys. Not Miles Jack. What's his name? The running back. Marlon Mack. I think that was a pretty good signing. Cooks, if you trade him, they're looking for a second. I doubt it. I think their ass is out on that one. But if they get a third or a fourth,
that's still good.
That's a player. You know what I mean? So you have a ton of money. Laramie Tunsil was the worst move in your history. So stupid.
Yeah,
I think anybody probably could have told you that.
Yeah.
But, whatever. You got your left tackle of the future. Have fun with that one. Davis Mills, I hope you love him. But no, I think the Texans are in good shape. They're doing it right so far. Granted, that could change very easily.
Yeah, if they go out and Texan these picks.
Or if they go out and spend a shit ton of money next year, like the Jaguars, they go sign Christian Kirk.
After the Jags cut him because he sucks.
To a 4-year, $80 million deal, then they're in trouble. But, right now they're in good shape.
Yeah, they are. Who we got next?
I'd say the Titans.
Yeah,
because the Colts made the most moves.
Yeah.
The Titans, they
need a quarterback because Ryan Tannehill blows, and I'll say it every time. Ryan Tannehill is not a good quarterback.
Anyways, they lost Roger Saffold. They brought in Austin Hooper, which was stupid.
They needed a tight end.
Austin Hooper sucks.
He's better than who they had.
Austin Hooper still sucks.
I understand, but he's a significant upgrade over.
They lost Jayon Brown. They lost Rashaan Evans.
Evans just signed to the Falcons a couple hours ago.
Yeah, Other than that, they didn't really do much.
Where did Jayon go?
To the Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was good for them. I love Jayon Brown a lot.
The Titans, they also have picks. Round 1, pick 26. Round 3, 2, 4, a 5, and 2, 6.
Let's not forget they also cut Julio and bought him Robert Woods.
They have absolutely no capital
in
terms of draft. Julio sucks. So, good for them on that. That's a step in the right direction.
Washed King. But they bought in Robert Woods. In terms of what they have a lot of holes to fill.
They scream 10 wins.
Yeah. They have Derrick Henry. They need to beef up the O-line. They need secondary help bad because Caleb Farley's hurt. And I'm pretty sure that Janoris Jenkins was their cornerback 1 for most of last year, even if he's even on the team. But Mike Vrabel showed his defense can dominate with who they have. I mean, they have Jeff Simmons. They bought back Harold Landry. You have a nice defensive core there. Am I forgetting anyone?
Bud Dupree, Kevin Byard
ain't bad.
Zach Cunningham's all right.
I mean, they bought him in the middle of the year, and I guess he outshined Jayon Brown and Rashaan Evans. Yeah. Which, I mean, they do have a lot. They need to help out the offensive line because Roger Saffold was a starter, and that hurts. And you also got Derrick Henry coming off a foot injury.
They keep taking steps back.
Yes, and they should be taking steps forward. The Titans are a team that should have went out, and I know you're going to disagree with this, but they're a team that needs to win in the next couple of years. While Derrick Henry's still anything, who knows what he's going to be coming off this injury. But I guess they bought in Robert Woods, to accommodate for losing Julio and Julio sucking. But they should have went out and bought in a couple big-name free agents and tried to make a run because how loaded the AFC is now. I know you ain't going to agree because I know you don't like free agency and all, but I think the Titans, like you say, teams that think or they need to try and win a Super Bowl in 2 years, I think that's where the Titans are at. So I think the Titans should have went out and spent some money in free agency this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have any money to spend.
That's fair. Where's all their money?
Well, Ryan Tannehill's $38 million cap hit.
Bud
Dupree is $20 million.
That's also your problem.
Derrick Henry's $15 million.
That ain't that bad for Derrick Henry.
Personally,
Tannehill's a $38 million cap hit?
Yeah, they probably kept pushing it back. That's what they all do.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why you're that surprised.
That's disgusting because Ryan Tannehill blows, bro.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is more, so.
I understand, but Kirk Cousins is also better than Ryan Tannehill.
Okay. You're really begging on that one.
It's my opinion. I don't think Ryan Tannehill's good. He's a no good for nothing quarterback. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's why he has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins.
We saw that in the playoffs last year.
That's why he's made it to the playoffs instead of Kirk Cousins, who literally
he gets
has
carried
a
by his coach and Derrick Henry.
And Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson and
what? He's
Dalvin
had Justin
Cook.
Jefferson for 2 years and Dalvin Cook, who can't fucking stay healthy.
And Adam Thielen and the top defense.
Top defense. The Vikings defense fell off a cliff. They ain't been.
They've
good
had a top 10 defense the past 5 years, except for last year.
Then 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Maybe I'm no.
Yeah, I think you're wrong because they have a pretty good defense every year.
It's fair. Whatever.
Whatever. You can keep throwing out your numbers and
I'm just not a Ryan Tannehill guy.
I know. You're begging. The Titans, their path to success is letting go of Derrick Henry because you can't pay running backs. Sorry, it's the unfortunate truth. I've been saying it for years. There is a direct correlation. There is a direct correlation ever since people started passing the ball that running backs don't win Super Bowls. Sorry. It might have worked in the 90s when they ran 31 halfback dive. But that shit don't work no more. Sorry. 35 power, they ain't doing that shit. They're passing the ball.
It works. I don't remember. What were the plays called we used to run on offense with Coach?
31
and 35 power. I always try and think about it, but I don't remember.
31, 23. It's the odds on the left, the evens on the right.
Well, yeah, even that was even the same in high school, but I don't remember what they were called. That's funny.
I don't know. There's probably a playbook somewhere I could look. Because he made a whole playbook.
Did he?
Yeah, we had a 40-page playbook. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's
man. What a time to be alive, right?
Like, Derrick Henry's not going to win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. You can say, yeah, teams that run the ball have a lot of success. Look at the Niners. Well, the Niners ain't paying nobody to do it, right? They're paying their offensive line, which translates into the passing game. The Patriots won Super Bowls like 13 times the past 20 years, and they never paid nobody.
Try 7, but
I mean, shit, I'm exaggerating, but hell, it's. If you could tell me the last time a good running back won a Super Bowl, Marshawn Lynch. Is that what we're doing?
I'm actually curious now. Like, I'm trying to think in my head.
Because I don't think he was paid that much. I mean, it does not happen. Look at the past Super Bowl winners.
NFL Super Bowl winners. Let's see.
I don't even know how much Marshawn Lynch was getting paid when he won the Super Bowl.
All right, so we got
last Super Bowl winners.
Rams won. The Bucks won 2 years ago. No. Kansas City won a year before that. No. Patriots. No. Philadelphia. Fuck no. New England. No. Denver. Who was their running back when they beat Carolina? C.J. Anderson.
Yeah, dog.
C.J. Anderson. Patriots. No. Seattle.
I literally have a list.
It's looking like Marshawn.
Look. Leonard Fournette, base salary $2 million. Damian Williams, $1 million. Sony Michel, $480,000. LeGarrette Blount, $900,000. LeGarrette Blount, $760,000. C.J. Anderson, $585,000. Blunt, $730,000. Percy Harvin. No, Marshawn Lynch was definitely there. So that might be a little
Ray Rice. Are we about to say his name? Ahmad Bradshaw.
James Starks. Thomas. And the Patriots own James White's probably in there somewhere. I don't know.
I'm sure.
But I mean, it's.
Yeah, you might be right.
There's a direct correlation. Don't pay running backs. I'm sorry, Derrick Henry. You might be the best running back in football. I don't care. Frankly.
James Starks, Ray Rice are on that list. God damn. When you got a list that consists of running backs with Percy Harvin, Ray Rice,
dude,
James
what was
Starks,
Marshawn Lynch doing in 2013?
That was the year they didn't run it on the 1 yard line, so he was there. I don't know why Percy Harvin's on that list, but Marshawn was definitely there.
Marshawn was definitely there. Well, they won, so they did run it on the 1 year. No, they won. They won in 2013.
Oh, they won in 20 because that was the year they killed Denver. And then they lost the year after that. Where was he at?
He played. He had 16.
Maybe he was hurt.
He had 1,200 yards.
Oh.
So that list was temporarily wrong with Percy.
Super Bowl winning running backs. Yeah, I mean, in the 90s, you got Denver.
But that's where, like, Emmitt Smith is in there.
Denver, Green Bay, Dallas.
Sweetness or whatever.
San Fran.
Because I know Walter Payton.
Dallas. Buffalo got a tough break. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 3 in a row, right?
4. They lost 20-19 to the Giants in 91. In 92, they lost to Washington 37-24. In 93, they lost to Dallas 52-17. And in 94, they lost to Dallas 30-13.
Yeah.
That was the last
Poor
time.
Buffalo.
Then Dallas won again in '96. Damn.
Yeah. So Marshawn Lynch, contract.
Moral of the story: Super Bowl running back. Good running backs don't win Super Bowls.
Was it 2013? I think?
Who's the last running back to win Super Bowl MVP?
Okay, Marshawn Lynch was making $7 million in 2013.
Malcolm Smith won Super Bowl MVP. Who?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's the last running back to win Super Bowl MVP? We got Terrell Davis, Super Bowl 32. 30 carries, 157 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
That's fair.
Then you got Emmitt Smith again. Or Emmitt Smith. Otis Anderson. Richard Dent, defensive end, won it. Super Bowl 20. Marcus Allen won a Super Bowl MVP. John Riggins.
Anyways.
Moral of the story, yeah.
A
fullback won Super Bowl MVP once.
Who?
Larry Kasonka.
What are you,
Super
in the
Bowl
60s?
8. Super Bowl 8.
Anyways.
To be fair, Roger Staubach won it 2 years before. Joe Namath won the 3rd Super Bowl. So this is a fucking long time ago.
Yeah, about the 70s. Anyways.
Yeah.
The Colts. What have they done so far?
Brought in Matt Ryan. Got rid of Carson Wentz. Thank God.
In terms of that alone?
That's a win. That's a win.
Granted, Matt Ryan is not that good.
Granted, Matt Ryan is just probably a little bit better than Phillip Rivers ever was.
He is much, much better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Somehow he's only an $18 million cap hit. I'm not sure
because
why.
Atlanta paid him most. Atlanta had to pay to trade most of what he was due. I think he was like a 51 mil. So Atlanta paid most of it.
So, that's good for the Colts. They got that going for them.
Yeah. I mean, Atlanta probably did it a year too early. But
and next year, Matt Ryan is a $35 million.
There you go.
Let's go to 2024. Is he still there?
Probably. No, I think he's caught.
No, he's not there yet.
Okay, so Matt Ryan, they got 2 years left with Matt Ryan.
That's fair. In terms of draft capital,
they don't have much.
They have round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
I know they bought in Yannick Ngakoue for Rocky Sin.
Yes. So they have a D-line consisting of
DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, and Yannick Ngakoue.
So it's pretty high capital.
They have a decent defensive line. They have Darius Leonard, who's arguably the best linebacker in football, which I would probably agree with that statement.
He's up there.
Yeah,
we'll give him that.
He's definitely top 2. Just depends on if you like Fred Warner or Darius Leonard more. Roquan Smith is also up there, or Micah Parsons as well. Whether you consider him an edge rusher or a Mike backer. To be fair, he found most of his success rushing off the edge, but he's still a great player.
Yes. Secondary, they got Kenny Moore,
who was really good last year. He was a Hard Knocks in-season guy who I liked a lot more. He did a lot for the community.
I don't think they have great safety help unless Julian Blackman's already in.
He's okay.
He's okay. So they could beef up the secondary. The offense is very... they are going to run the ball with Jonathan Taylor, and they're probably going to do play action with Matt Ryan and probably air it out to Pittman, and that's it.
Yeah, they still have Quentin Nelson, who's the best lineman in football. They have... I always forget their names. They're like decent. Ryan Kelly playing center.
Yeah.
Matt Pryor at tackle. And
Braden Smith, that's
the guy I was thinking of. They have a decent offensive line. They need receiver and they need secondary bad. You look in this. What pick is their second round pick?
42.
42. Okay, so that's about middle of the second round. You're maybe looking at a David Bell out of Purdue, a George Pickens, John Mechie even. I mean, if you can get a John Mechie or a George Pickens with that second-round pick, that's a win. John Mechie is coming off an injury, and George Pickens has been one of them names that's getting thrown around there, around Green Bay, to that late first-round pick. And, I mean, if you really think about it, if George Pickens wasn't much of an off-the-field issue guy and could have stayed away from injuries, George Pickens would be in the conversation for wide receiver 1 of this draft class.
When Paris Campbell is your wide receiver 2?
That's a big problem. But yeah, the Colts.
You don't say.
I think they're the best team in the division, bringing in Matt Ryan.
You
don't think so?
Dude, when your second best receiver is Paris Campbell,
that's easily fixable though. They're gonna get a stud
easily
in the second
fixable round. With a second round receiver that may or may not work out.
You
can do all the scouting you want. Let's be honest. What is the percent that he really works out? 50-50?
That's true.
Maybe 50-50 that he is a decent wide receiver too.
That's true, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, AJ Brown's a little bit better than Michael Pittman.
Okay, you're really reaching. A.J. Brown's much better than Michael Pittman, and Robert Woods is way better than Paris Campbell.
That's what I was going to say. And then you got Robert Woods, who's better than Paris Campbell. I mean, the Titans and the Colts are kind of a similar team.
Yeah, but at least the Titans, they have receivers that they can throw the ball to.
That's fair.
And the defense is arguably kind of close. I mean, I know that the Colts, like, front seven. I mean, you got Harold Landry, Bud Dupree, Jeffrey Simmons, and then you got DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, and Ngakoue. They're not horribly different. Darius Leonard is really good, but so is Kevin Byard. Personally, I'm probably rocking with the Titans still. They have more guys that can kind of take over a game than the Colts.
Cox.
I don't think the Colts really have anybody that can take over a game. Jonathan Taylor arguably can.
That's fair.
But Michael Pittman ain't taking over a game. I'll tell you that right now. Michael Pittman's not that good.
But no, I think the Colts, they did all the right things. Like we said, getting rid of Carson Wentz after we saw how bad that experiment failed. They got back pretty much one of the third-round picks that they traded for Carson. What did they trade away for Matt Ryan? A third, I think?
I think a third.
I think they got 2/3 for Carson, then they turned one of them into Matt Ryan.
Which ain't bad.
Which really isn't bad.
So props to them.
Like they said, they just need help at receiver. I'm not going to... I mean, what receivers are even left in free agency?
Will Fuller.
I wouldn't hate it.
You need somebody to take the top off, and I mean, it's... Kiki QT is your wide receiver four, so have fun with that one.
Houston Texans legend.
Texas Tech legend.
Texas Tech legend. I didn't know he went to Texas Tech. The more you know. I'm looking for an I. New N-I-H-I. So it's... There we go. I had to do my alphabet real quick. Let's see. Free agents. Oh, I clicked the wrong free agents. Let's see. Who was left out there in free agency? Will Fuller, obviously. That's a big one. All statuses. Available. Positions. Wide receiver. Update. Let's see.
Coolio.
I was about to bring back T.Y.
Cole Beasley. Sammy Watkins.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Odell.
DJ Odell. That wouldn't... I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, but he ain't going to play until week
That's
10.
true.
Colts need to bring in a burner. They could trade for Brandon Cooks if
they could.
The Texans are willing to deal. I wouldn't hate it. They need somebody that they can throw the ball 40 yards downfield to. And I don't think right now they have it. Unless Ashton Dolan is the man.
Who? Yeah.
They're wide receiver 3.
Exactly. There we go.
And that right there is why they are not better than the Titans.
That's
if
very
you tell
fair.
me what college Ashton Dolan is from, I'll give you $100.
Any hints or no hints?
No, I don't even know where this school is.
So you don't know where the school is?
I've never heard of the school in my life.
I'm gonna go with. Can I have what part of the country is it in?
Dude, I have no idea where the school is.
For real?
I've never seen the school before in my life.
I'm gonna go ahead with
After you guess, I'll give you a hint, but the $100 is off.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a really good hint.
I'm trying to think of a random school.
I don't even know. Just quit.
Okay, what's the hint? But $100 off. What's the hint?
A rapper. A part of a rapper's name is the school. And that is a good hint.
A new rapper or like...
He's not really a rapper. He kind of does both.
Flo Rida?
No.
I'm trying to think of rapper. Is he like a mainstream guy? Drake?
No.
Hold on. Now I'm gonna know.
Because if I say like this song, I know a couple songs, but if I say them, it's way too obvious. But he's not really a rapper. He's not like a hardcore rapper. He's like a singer rapper.
He's like a singer rapper.
Yeah.
MGK?
Like the Weeknd type of guy.
MGK?
No, he's closer to the Weeknd.
Closer to the Weeknd.
MGK is more.
Bryson Tiller?
No.
Post
Malone.
Post Malone.
He went to Malone University. Where the fuck that is?
Where is Malone?
I don't know. I gotta look that up.
Motherfucker just name dropped Post Malone on the podcast.
It's a Christian university in Canton, Ohio.
Tell you what, I was close. I said MGK. He's from Cleveland.
Yeah. Props to you.
Props to me.
From Malone.
Malone. Imagine I pulled that out of my ass.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, because you would hold up your end of the bargain.
Also, the national championship game is going on right now.
Yeah, it
I
started.
don't know
20
why
minutes
they
ago.
made it at 9:20 like idiots, but
9:30 was the start time.
North Carolina is currently winning 22.
Good for them.
It ain't over.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I mean, I'm in a block pool.
We will see.
I'm in a block pool. I have I think I have 0 and 0.
Ain't bad.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I have 5 I have UNC 5 and Kansas 0. So I mean 75-70.
Shoot, I guess. Whatever.
I guess. You got anything else you want to touch on?
I'm good.
Yeah, let me just make sure. I feel like there's more to talk about, but I guess not. Text Ryan about the glue. I did that.
We have the glue.
Don't know why that's there. Talked about the
The Masters are coming up. Give me Tiger.
I was literally about to say, give me Tiger.
No, he ain't winning.
I was watching these guys open football cards on stream last night, and they were talking about the Masters, and someone in the chat was like, who you got winning the Masters? I was like, Tiger, even though he's a game time decision. And I got fucking roasted, bro. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. Kayvon Thibodeau. Not looking good for the boy. I read something on Twitter earlier from an unnamed...
That's where you went wrong. Unnamed source, don't care.
No, it was an unnamed NFL coach.
Yeah, don't care.
I just wanted to read it, see what he said. From coaches talking about Kayvon Thibodeau, there's talent there, but what are you getting? He plays in spurts. He's got a body, but he's kind of stiff.
Yeah.
In a weird way, he reminds me of Josh Rosen. They're both really good football players, but they're not fully bought into football.
Well, I know that's where he's wrong because Josh Rosen sucks.
He's got a bad mindset. I don't see it. He's good. He's not great. He's a non-factor in so many games. You wonder how important football is to him.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it. I don't really care. He made it to the NFL, so obviously he has some work ethic.
I saw this. It was like Eagles fan search history after this trade.
I saw that.
See that? Yeah. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. Don't forget to check out all our content. We got a UFC video dropping later in the week.
Yup.
Don't forget to cop your merch. And we will see you guys probably next week unless something crazy happens and we have to record.
See ya.
Peace.